Minecraft Legacy Console Edition, one of the most nostalgic versions of the game. I always found the game interesting due to its achievements, but that got me thinking about platinuming Console Edition from start to finish. The catch? I would be playing the game at its most difficult mode, and if I died once, I would have to start over. I thought it would be a great challenge for myself, but it was more than just a challenge. It was an experience. Now, there's a lot of achievements in Minecraft, but only 50 are required to obtain the Platinum, which is found in the original pack of achievements. You do not need all of the other expansion pack achievements to obtain the Platinum. With this pack, there's very easy achievements, like the Inventory and Wood achievement to list out a few of the many that are easy. Oh look! Passing the time, play for 100 days. Okay, so we just play for 100 days. I in the top right corner. Anyway, so all I have to do is get 50 achievements here, and then I unlock the Platinum. Alright, seems simple enough. Now to actually do this challenge. Okay, so after creating a new PlayStation account on my PS5, I booted up the Legacy Console Edition of Minecraft. This is old. After briefly changing some settings and creating the world, my journey officially begins. I started off this game by looking around and getting my first achievement by going into my inventory. A tiny bit later, I chopped down a tree, giving me my second achievement. After running around a bit, I decided to craft a crafting table, then a sword, and then I killed a cow. 3 achievements in a row, just like that. After getting more food, I crafted a pickaxe and went into a cave to find a witch! Perfect! I had enough cobblestone to create a stone pickaxe and furnace at this point, giving me 2 more achievements. Afterwards, I roam around, put some food in the furnace, roam around, then I collect it, and then I found out that witch is still down there in that cave. After killing it, I'm awarded the Monster Hunter achievement. I went to sleep when it was all done. Day 1 is over. Day 2 begins, and the rest of the food is mine. Along with my failed attempt at getting the more achievement, but managed to get both that achievement and the farming achievement. I packed everything else and I roamed around the world. I got some sugarcane along the way, and also more food. I did eventually end up finding pigs, which is another necessity for my challenge. After some extensive exploration, the sun was beginning to set, but that would not stop me. Even with the pillagers coming after me, I didn't stop. Not yet, at least. I found a ship and got the Ahoy achievement. However, this does not count towards my progress for the Platinum since it's in a separate expansion pack. Inside the shipwreck was a bunch of iron, lapis, and emeralds. After obtaining the buried treasure map, I easily dug up the treasure and obtained its loot. After glancing around at the high amount of mobs there is, I started heading towards the village. I would still be going on a killing spree before getting kinda destroyed. I obtained some leather leggings before going back out. I was trying to kill a bunch of skeletons for bones so I could get the achievement where you befriend 5 wolves. However, I only managed to get a few bones before day 2 would end. After wandering around for a bit, I found a shipwreck that had more loot and, oh, the same treasure map. Yep, no thank you. After a little while, my mind was set on this achievement where I began to die of hunger, and then I would eat rotten flesh to prevent myself from passing away due to hunger. Along with that, I grabbed some sugarcane, and then for the rest of the day, it involved me jumping around and increasing the amount of material I would get before descending to the bed for sleep. After another minute of jumping around, I finally obtained that achievement by eating the rotten flesh. When I went back to the village, I grabbed the cooked pork chop and ate it, giving me another achievement. Shortly after, I would craft myself some bread, getting me another achievement. Wow, just look at me go! I eventually led a cow to another cow. Turns out I didn't have to, so... Anyways, I bred the 2 cows together and got my next achievement. Next, I was gonna try to get Adventure Time, where out of the 40 biomes in this version of the game, I would have to explore at least 17 of them. It took a while, but after exploring, I got the achievement and found diamond ore in one of the chests in the village. I took it, and then I went to sleep. Of course, I would eventually start heading back after taking advantage of the materials I found there. It basically took the entire day, and when I got back, the best I could do was plant the sugarcane I got, and then go to sleep. The start of day 6 involved me taming a horse and getting an achievement for it. I then crafted some shears and got another achievement after shearing a nearby sheep. After prepping up a bit more, I explored around until I found a lava lake, and boom, Nether portal achievement. I entered in and I spawned inside of a cave. It took a few minutes to find the fortress, but once it was found, killing a blaze for its rods was an easy task. Yep, another achievement. I would kill enough of them for me to make my escape. And that's basically when the day was over. I had wanted to kill this drowned, but I also didn't want to get one shot. See day 72 of the 100 days video to demonstrate my point. So I dug around the drowned and killed it, getting nothing. Wow. I went back to the village, I got some sugarcane, killed a pillager, 2 drowns, and then I turned those sugarcane into paper. And from the leather I had, I used that and some wood to create a bookshelf, getting another achievement. I continued to wander around, wondering what achievement I could go for next when I found this Zombo with an iron sword. I wanted to say this as an excuse to waste more time because I killed it and you can finish the rest. I did kill a skeleton and I got a bow from the corpse of bones. I went for the archer achievement and I was successful after my second try. While I was trying to find a skeleton, a spider took a lucky bite and now my golden chestplate is gone. Some pillagers were running after me, one of them with an illager banner, which meant if I killed it, it would give me the bad omen effect. And with no bucket on me, I just let the pillagers do the hard work themselves. I found the skeleton and lowered its health so I could just shoot it, and my bow broke. Thankfully, crossbows still count towards this achievement. By the time I got back, the 7th day came to a close. I crafted a fishing rod so I can catch a fish. And then I accidentally went through the tutorial, also catch a pufferfish, but then caught a cod that I then cooked in the furnace. And another achievement is mine. I then went down to the water and got some clay, and then smelted them into bricks, crafted them into a pot, and put a flower in it for another achievement. I then took my horse I tamed with me to venture east until I found 4 out of the 5 wolves I would need for the next achievement. I spent a lot of time finding the 5th one, looking around the area and fighting the monsters that lurked down in the dark. It was after a few more minutes where finally I got the achievement. I encountered a weird glitch on my way back, but it's nothing major, and when I got back to the village, it was nearly day. I slept anyways. The next day starts with me getting hurt by a skeleton, and then more running around until I found a cave. There isn't a whole lot to say except diamonds, which gives me the next achievement. The next day starts with me getting obsidian for an enchanting table. I crafted it for the achievement. And then I do nothing else for that day and I sleep. Like, wow! I got some materials to craft 8 bookshelves and place them down. Shortly after, I would craft and place down a sign, and while I did get the achievement, I made a minor mistake of putting encampment instead. When I enchanted my diamond pickaxe, I got efficiency 3, which is okay, but not good on its own. I went to sleep so nothing could distract me from the process. The morning of day 12 was spent on me crafting a grindstone and getting an achievement that I don't need. What I do need is a second chance to see what better enchantments can be shown. After placing down a few more bookshelves, I got the pickaxe I wanted. Now fortune is pretty good so I can get more diamonds, but no, these are still the old caves, so mining iron ore doesn't give me multiple of them. I had an interesting encounter with a skeleton with leather armor, but he was handled with pleasure shortly after. The majority of my time down there was spent in the caves trying to find diamonds. I had spent so long that it was the next day and I found only one and got only one. Most of the day was cold water when trying to find those colorful gems, except when I got 6 diamonds from a 4 vein. When it was all over for the day, I found more diamonds, and it gave me 11 more, putting me at 19. Following that successful day, I was mining until I found this underwater cave. It wouldn't leave me alone, so after a while, I was swimming. I did find more diamonds, but I was a little disappointed from getting 5 from a 4 vein. But then, my luck, I found more diamonds! But only 1 diamond, which I got 1 diamond out of. It was evidently clear that my luck was just garbage this time, as the rest of the day would all be in vain when this happened. Oh, what? No! What do you mean? Great. I just screwed myself. I got mining fatigue and it would seem like it's all over, but I wasn't prepared to give up yet. I placed a magma block down and blocked myself in with no water in sight. I eventually mined my way out, which of course took the rest of the day. I then went to an island where a lot of animals have spawned, and of course, one of those animals was the cow, and suddenly the mining fatigue effect was gone. I spent too much time looking for the treasure chest before giving up. And yes, I did use that strategy. But then I went back to the village and slept to end the day. The morning of day 16 was spent on me smelting my iron ore and crafting full iron armor for my next achievement. I then started the process of getting a fletching table, and I did craft it and placed it down. That would be it before resting for the night. The next morning, I would break all other professions, and what is unfortunately the only employed villager would be my fletcher. I would go back to the Nether and accidentally find a faster way to get to the fortress, but I was going for Nether quartz instead, seeming that it's the only way to gain XP very fast. I would reach level 30 before going back to get chased by pillagers while getting leather from killing cows. I got back to the village, and before getting murdered, I went back to sleep. I went around the general locations and defeated the remaining of the monsters and collected eggs since I thought it would be possible for the cake achievement known as the lie. However, with my fully powered enchanting table, I am now going for full diamond armor that will be enchanted. I went back to the Nether to get more XP so I could get more max level enchantments on my armor. But while I was heading back, I was shot at by ghasts and I missed my shot for another achievement. I then went back to the village to sleep and enchanted my diamond chestplate with protection 4. Then it's back to the Nether for XP level 33. A little before, I did manage to get Return to Sender. I went back to the overworld as sleeping through the night was a necessity. I then enchanted the rest of my armor. Not before my sword, since it would have the Sharpness 4 enchantment on it. Little did I know that it would have the most detrimental enchantment on it as well. I disenchanted the sword and gave it Sharpness 2 and got an Unbreaking book. With no anvil, the sword remains with only Sharpness 2. I went back to the Nether so I can get Nether wart. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Also, this is actually a really good potion as it's something we'll need for another achievement. In the meantime, I got a carrot on a stick. Then, I got the achievement where you need to use charcoal to make more charcoal. Some of these achievements are a little absurd and slightly unnecessary, but whatever. Unfortunately, I needed cows for the lie achievement, but there wasn't any, and it was dark. The clip speaks for itself.
Right next to a witch, of course. Gotta love that. Oh, what the that was a direct hit to the horse. Well, wait. Okay, well, I can't take any damage on this thing. Good to know. I can't even punch it if things happen to go wrong. No! Oh my god, dude. Why the hell, dude? Oh my god. This... Bro.
It sucked to see him go. But I went back to the village and went back to sleep. I woke up to craft a cake, getting me that achievement, and I placed it down as remembrance for Unnamed Horse 1 because I couldn't give it a name before its death. After some traveling around, I was able to find another horse, and tamed it pretty quickly actually. I had tried to get an igloo for another achievement, but my attempt was futile and I returned to the village to sleep for the night. The morning of day 23 had me killing multiple creepers near the village. Then I decided to go for the Staying Frosty achievement, and with the fire resistance potion, it was done very easily. Afterwards, I was thinking of some achievements I could get when this achievement came up in my head. This achievement requires me to gain the trust of an ocelot, which means my world has to have a jungle biome, otherwise this challenge is impossible. Well, at least for this world. So I killed a few fish and drowns before heading out to try to find a jungle biome. It took the rest of the night, day 24, and a small portion of day 25 before I luckily found a jungle biome. However, it took nearly forever to find an ocelot. Like, you could see the animals spawning, but there was no ocelot. Yes, even through the entire night, there was nothing. It was only on day 26 that I was able to get this requirement and take this suspicious picture. But I digress. Once I got this achievement, I was starting to head back to the village where my stuff is. But shortly after I left the jungle, a woodland mansion piqued my interest, mainly due to the potential capability with full enchanted diamond armor. While I was there, I did kill a few vindicators and even some evokers, which granted me with the achievement that doesn't submit towards our progress. The night mostly contained this. Yeah, fun. By the time I got back, it was day 27, and on that day, I crafted a lot of bread and a compass. Wait. Why a compass? Well, it's because of an achievement where you have to travel 500 meters on rails in a straight line from the center of the world spawn. This is the only version of the game where getting this achievement is truly worth it. Let's just say that Minecrafts have a little known feature where on Legacy Edition only, they go double the speed of their regular counterparts. Anyways, enough post bios. I located the middle of world spawn and placed some rails that I had crafted beforehand. I then found a village and I slept in the house to make it day. I would then trench down to the caves again, but mainly for iron. I would of course find some diamonds along the way, and I wouldn't return it to the surface until the next day, but even by then the day was coming to a close. I started out this morning by enchanting an iron axe, and then after putting some iron in the furnaces, I had started to chop down some trees. Like, a lot of trees. I came back and I fought 2 drowns with tridents that were initially merged into one. I crafted the rails needed along with the minecart, and then I went to sleep. I was finally able to go back to world spawn to build a straight line going west. Like, look at this time lapse. Wow, I'm bored. So then, with it all done, I hopped on the minecart and started to ride it, and damn it. Tried again and I got through with no issues. There's the achievement. I went to sleep shortly after. I woke up to some desperate conflict from the undead and spent quite some time thinking of another achievement. I then connected a second controller and proceeded to get the second player to where I was. I then threw my 5 diamonds to second player. Yep, another achievement. Now I threw my diamonds back to the first player and that was that. I then decided to go for another achievement that I thought would be easy. And it is. The premise for this achievement, chest full of cobblestone. Get 27 stacks of cobblestone that you mined and put it in a chest. I immediately got to work and started mining cobblestone. After some time, I would sleep to pass the time to slowly get closer to the goal of 100 days. This took multiple days. Day 33 was gone within an instant. On day 34, I got a lot closer, but my diamond pickaxe was close to beyond repair. Thankfully, after getting enough XP for a level 30 enchant, I was able to get an Unbreaking 3 iron pickaxe with Fortune 3, which was was really good. I went back to sleep after getting all the sacks of cobblestone, and when I put it all in the chest, it didn't give me the achievement. I tried multiple times and even got another stack of my own, and so here I go putting it in.
Hello? It's not even gonna give it to me now, huh?
Oh dear, this isn't good. So you're telling me I spent my diamond pickaxe for nothing? Well, yes. I did the achievement wrong. When it says mine 1,728 cobblestone blocks and put it in a chest, what it means is I have to mine that amount and put it in a chest. In one go. Whoops, I guess that never counted. It could be something else, especially since I grabbed cobblestone from my other chest, but it didn't matter. I was sunk down to the failure of obtaining this achievement for now. Anyways, I had mined some iron before defeating a few monsters and going to sleep. I woke up the next day, and with the iron I had, I came to a conclusion that an anvil was needed to repair my diamond pickaxe with the remaining diamonds I had. So with that being said, I went to mine some iron, got jumped by a creeper, damn, and came back to smelt the iron. I crafted the anvil and placed it down, and after grabbing my diamonds from the chest, my diamond pickaxe was repaired shortly afterwards before heading to sleep for the night. The next day started with me clearing my inventory by putting the things I didn't need in the chests and starting to mine down. I found a mine shaft, but I kept digging down. After finding a winding cave to a lava bucket, I dug right next to it in a 3x2 formation. Yes, I tried for that achievement again. While doing this, I did find more diamonds. It took the rest of today and a little over half of the next day to finally get that achievement. When I got back up, sleep was a necessity, so sleep I did. I had killed off the remnants of the dark and smelted the iron I got from mining thousands of tons worth of cobblestone for an achievement. While that was ongoing, I took my horse to the pillager outpost so I can obtain a jack-o'-lantern. When I got back, the iron was smelt and I built an iron golem. After getting that achievement, I was collecting flowers so I can get another achievement. It took the rest of today to find the flowers I would need for now before heading back. I tried not to get my horse killed. It worked. On day 40, I sorted colors in a different chest and killed animals for some food before heading out to find coca beans. I could have optimized this challenge for myself, but this actually helps since I'm also trying to pass the days as fast as I can while also trying to get the achievement. I did end up sleeping at the village where I got that Adventure Time achievement before heading to the jungle for those coca beans. It took me a while to get back to my territory. I crafted the remaining colors and I went to sleep shortly after. I went to see if I can craft a wool with every color, and I nearly made a mistake by holding the craft button while going through the colors. I had no clue that when I crafted it, it would still be on the wool I changed colors with last. So I would keep changing the colors of the wool instead of actually making all the colors of the wool. Thankfully, this achievement was still possible within the same day. Then, I decided to go for Overkill, where I would have to do over 9 hearts of damage. Now, obviously, doing 9 hearts without the usage of potions wasn't going to be enough, so I started on the process of putting Strength 2 on those potions. And then, I made another sword in the hopes of raising my chances at getting that achievement. I failed. And then I got another sword with Sharpness 2. I was thankfully able to combine the two, but then I fell asleep. I woke up to finish the potions, and finally, when it was all ready, I gave my ult totem and I critted it and got that achievement pretty easily. Another achievement I was easily able to get was the jukebox achievement where I played cat. Once again, another easy achievement I got only minutes later was where I had to trade for 30 emeralds from a villager. I killed the wandering trader's llamas before going to sleep. I then went back to the Nether the next day so I can get my XP level back up to 30. It took a while and even encountered a few threats, but it was manageable. I did want to get Zombie Doctor going, which is an achievement you can obtain by attempting to heal a zombie villager. So I killed a spider for a spider eye, and then I went to the forest for a brown mushroom. When I got back, I obtained the sugar and crafted the fermented spider eye and began to make the weakness potions. I went back to try to kill the creeper and a skeleton shot me into the radius again. That's when I thought of trapping the villager. The zombie was already following me, and so I did. Also, the day is over. So after trapping the villager and isolating the zombie from the reachable vicinity of me, the villager was transformed into the zombie villager. I went back to my chest full of stuff and I noticed there was gunpowder and there was a golden apple. This was obtained from one of the chests I looted earlier. Anyways, I splashed a potion on the guy, used the golden apple, and no achievement. Strange. It had only dawned upon me once the villager had been healed. I enchanted the axe, and while yes, I did get efficiency 4, it's not great on its own. One use of the grindstone later, and the axe is better than before. I did grab my stuff before riding out in the dark. While I was riding it, I was theorizing a reason as to why I didn't get the achievement. I was thinking, maybe it's because the villager was unemployed, since when the guy was transformed, he remained unworthy of getting a job. I managed to find a snow plains, but not an igloo to also try this on. Got ender pearls though. It turned day while I was out and I was still looking for a village or igloo. I had some minor difficulties with the horse on my boat and then I continued on. I found an iron golem, killed it, And then it dawned upon me that I would need to mine gold, as this game literally jeopardized my likability of this playthrough. I did eventually find another village and gave in to the thought of having to get more gold. So for a few minutes, I spent trenching into an underwater ruin to hopefully find a golden apple, and that left me unlucky. I did leave the village to continue traveling on. I did find an ocean monument, and I traveled to an island I found pretty close by. I managed to get some cows, and I went into the ocean monument. I did kill the Elder Guardian, but there was more than one, and I killed the second one, and then I went to sleep. I eventually used the glitch that would allow me to see above me, and I managed to get the gold blocks with ease. I was then traveling back to the village, and then I let my horse die because at this point it was getting a little annoying when having to deal with sweet berries. I didn't name this one either. I did trap a villager and got it infected. The problem was that I forgot sugar, so when I roamed around to find some, first off, it was far away, and then it was day. This posed an immediate issue as this achievement only served as a possibility during the night, for at least what I had thought at once. When I got back, the zombie villager was gone. I tried creating an area for mobs to spawn underground, but I might have done it wrong. It then started to rain, which I thought would help, but it had no effect whatsoever. Eventually, I had started to get the potions ready. A couple minutes later, and I led the infected to the uninfected, and with the potion ready, I threw it at the zombie villager and used the golden apple on it, and again, it doesn't seem to work. Also, moving forward, I only realized I didn't get the achievement until the villager was retransformed. Again, as the next day was starting to appear, I was theorizing once again. Do I have to have iron bars around the zombie villager? I was getting so mad over this achievement that even my PS5 stopped displaying my achievements card. At least it's day 50. After restarting my PS5, I was back in the game again. I theorized that maybe a zombie villager that spawns out in the dark could be my savior here. But unfortunately, there was no zombie villager that spawned in the dark. I then found a cave that led me down quite a ways, and after exploring for quite some time, I was able to find a zombie villager. I'm saved at last. Or so that's what I thought, because again, when I did my operation, it still never gave me this achievement. At this point, my theory of the iron bars being the culprit was sky high. So I obtained 2 more iron ore and resurfaced where it was still night. So I led a zombie to the same place where I cured the last one in the village. The next day arrived, and with the iron bars placed and with the setup ready once more, I did the operation and still no achievement. I was forced to find a different way. If I couldn't get the achievement from a randomly spawning zombie villager or by using iron bars in the process, I knew I couldn't waste more resources to try another combination. The only other way was to find an igloo. I did find one during my exploration to find a jungle biome, but I did not have the underground bunker. So I started to look again, sleeping to skip a night whenever possible. So day 52 was gone. Day 53 entailed the same story, as well as day 54. Man, we're flying through this. On day 55, after finding the snowy plains again, but taking a thorough look this time around, I was able to find an igloo with a bunker inside. My god! I descended down there and I got the now unnecessary golden apple and the weakness potion, and I splashed it on the guy and used the golden apple and oh dear. Oh, still no achievement. This isn't looking good at all, guys. At this point, I was tired of doing this achievement over and over again and just not getting it. So, I gave up. I created a new world with the exact same seed as before, making sure to travel to the correct coordinates, and when I did this achievement again, nothing changed. This was my 6th attempt at this. Yes, after trying 6 times, for some reason, the Zombie Doctor achievement remained untouchable. It just doesn't make sense. I did this achievement before and I actually got it. You see, here's the achievement. So what's the main issue? Well, it's actually pretty simple, but I don't think anyone is going to like this. I mean, you might, but I don't. I bring this up because, yes, I've said in the past that Legacy Edition does get its updates, but then I had a change of mind after logically thinking about it. The issue is, Bedrock Edition has an influence of gameplay elements in Legacy Edition. You can see this with how previously I was unable to hit this Vindicator in 1.19.73, but now I can in the very next version, and moving forward. This could be a theory on my end saying that Bedrock Edition affects what achievements are glitched or not. So again, I created a new world, and before I went down to cure the zombie villager, I transferred the world to Bedrock Edition 1.21.113, which is the version as of that recording, and it took a very long time to even load the damn world, but I digress. I went down there, grabbed the golden apple and the weakness potion, splashed the potion, and used the golden apple. There it is. That is an absolute pain. Believe me, even I was in disbelief. It is a big letdown to do this in Legacy Edition and then have one of the achievements unobtainable, but we have to move forward. When I reloaded in my world, it was nighttime, so I went to sleep. The next day was when I started to head towards the stronghold, as yes, I did really want to get this done now. I did manage to short down the location of the stronghold, and then I went on a killing spree for 1 enderman. Oh, nice, 2 pearls. Oh, 0 pearls. Yep, 0 pearls as the sun started to rise. I equipped the villagers with the appropriate professions, and then I began chopping down trees. Like, a bunch of trees, like more than last time. I chopped down enough to retain the 12 pearls necessary at minimum. It took me a while as I ascended and descended upon the stronghold's ground, and eventually the next day I found the portal, and I was pleasantly surprised to see 4 eyes in the portal. So with the pearls I never crafted into Eyes of Ender, they could actually come into use. So without waiting around, I jumped in the portal and... oh. I was going to say I give conflict to the Ender Dragon, but I also got an achievement. I got rid of its pillars and there was one close call, but this battle was pretty easy. I, of course, obtained the dragon egg and got the achievement from jumping in the portal. I slept to end that day off, and it's from here that there's only one achievement left to do, and it's passing the time. This achievement was a dare within of itself, as I had only completed 59 days out of the 100 required. But I could do anything my mind pleased at this point. With all the in the way achievements out of the way, it's from here that I started to think of what else I could do. What if I could defeat the Wither for the first time in a while? Perhaps even create a fully powered beacon, legitimately. So I went into the Nether, and for the next few days, I was getting in and out of the Nether and trying to get 3 Wither skeleton skulls while also trying to get food. Eventually, after quite some time, I was able to get the 3 Wither skeleton skulls needed. I then spawned it later on when I was fully ready, giving me the beginning achievement. I very easily picked up a pattern to defeat the Wither and got another achievement for that. And I even got the Nether star. So with that, I went back to the lava lake and got the obsidian needed for the beacon. It was in on me on how I would get 164 blocks of emeralds. So I started the raid, completed it, and got a few emeralds, but progress towards 164 blocks worth of emeralds was definitely slow. So instead, I took my sweet time mining an entire birch forest. I mean, goddamn, look at my inventory. Instead of training it right away, I started and completed another raid. Eventually, I found my way to abuse a spawning system so that pillagers always spawn. Another raid, and it's down. After abusing this once again, another raid is taken down. It was at this point where I was trying to make progress, but I was still far away from the goal. I finally resorted to using the wood to get the emeralds, and after half an hour of trading it all in, I was able to get enough emeralds to build the shell of the beacon tower. It's at this point where I started to roam around the oceans for ocean monuments. I would need another 83 blocks of any type of any ore that fits within the category for beacons. So I went back to enchant my armor so it's better prepared for the troubles ahead and went out. I was easily able to get 5 monuments looted with their golden blocks before adding to the progress back at the village. I went out for a final time and 4 monuments proved to be enough to finish this off. So after placing the remaining blocks and powering the beacon, I gave the regeneration effect a go, and it was wonderful. It was here where I only had one more goal, and that was to build a house. And I went back to the Nether to get some quartz. When I got out, I started building, and then I went back in, and then back to building, and I did this for a while until my house was complete. Still with everything that was accompanying in the background, and even my dogs. I was finally getting close to the end of this challenge, and I had gotten the beacon complete along with the house, and I just wanted it to end at this point. So I kept sleeping whenever night came along, as with no other goals in mind, I was starting to get a little bored. With all due respect, I was also thinking of more goals, but I wanted this to end since some of the achievements were diabolical, especially the Zombie Doctor achievement, as it's pretty easy, but also apparently impossible to do in Legacy Edition. Like, why? I wasn't keeping track of the days, but I knew I was getting close, and, well, you can see that I went past 100 days. Great! So, where is my achievement? I even transferred the world into Bedrock Edition, which was even worse and took even longer, and even there, it says I played for 100 days. Well, 101, but whatever. So what happened? Well, it turns out that I had done this achievement wrong as well. Even though I had clearly played for 100 days, the game never noticed my advancement. This is because I initially thought you would have to make the game advance for 100 in-game days. Turns out, that is not the case. A quick Google search shows that you would instead have to play the game for a total of 100 in-game days if you were never sleeping, which meant that you would have to wait for a total of 33 hours before getting the achievement. Without doing any research online, you would assume that playing for 100 in-game days would be your way to get the achievement. So word of advice, don't assume that this achievement could be sped up, because unfortunately I had done everything I wanted to do for the time frame, and so I waited and waited and waited some more. Yeah, I know. And finally, I got that achievement, and with absolutely no celebration, I had gotten the platinum. Sad. That concludes my adventure of Platinuming Legacy Edition, and it was underwhelming, for lack of a better term. The 100 Days achievement really took my motivation down, and the temporary replacement for Zombie Doctor only made it a little worse. Nonetheless, this was still an excellent playthrough from start to end. I mean, yes, I feel like there is some things that I think I could have done better, like the usage of time and even better preparation for, what I could do during the time frame. But as I wanted to get a video out, as I haven't within the past 4 months, this is all I can do. If you have enjoyed, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button if you want. This took me a very long time to record everything, so any interaction is welcomed. You can even dislike the video. I didn't even know how hype works. However, as I said, a quick Google search tells you literally everything these days. Just shows that my absence on YouTube for the past 4 months tells me I need to get caught up. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.